As we are welcoming some Iowa State friends to our desk right now.
I'm glad you brought a little sigh there.
Yeah, have
got a little
always have Cy with us.
This is the president of the Iowa State Foundation, Jeff Johnson here. Welcome.
Well, it's Alumni Association.
Alumni Association.
And there is a difference between those two organizations. So let's start there. Oftentimes when you think about universities, naturally we have graduates. They've come, they've studied, they've earned their degrees, they've been involved. As I like to tell people, we're creating these civil citizens who are coming out to create a civil society. But they truly are alumni of the university. They have a deep connection with the institution. And so oftentimes it's best to think of us as the friend raisers for the university.
Friend raisers.
Friend raisers,
okay.
Keeping all of these graduates well connected to the institution. But our largest pocket of future alumni are currently enrolled students. And then we have this new group of folks who really are so special, and they're called friends of the university. They're individuals who didn't go to Iowa State, but somehow through connections have adopted the university.
Yeah, okay. Like Russ and Laura Talbot here, and that's the thing that really is most amazing. You guys aren't even graduates.
You didn't go to the university?
No.
Really?
Our involvement is quite unique, mainly because we didn't attend Iowa State. Our Iowa State adventure started 17 years ago in 1998. We'd been contributing to the Companion Animal Fund and the Wildlife Care Clinic.
And doing that through the foundation, which is the fundraising organization for the university.
Okay.
And one day we decided rather than mailing our contributions in, we would go directly there and drop them off in person. Well, what that did then is it allowed us to meet the faculty and staff, and we started building relationships. And with those relationships, we gained knowledge and interest with other parts of the university, and that increased our involvement otherwise. So it's just kind of a circle.
So Russ, what got you involved with the companion animal sponsorship in the first place?
We first became aware from an article in the Des Moines Register, and that was a good example as far as that one thing led to another, and we decided that we wanted to combine our interest in education and also the idea of animals. So we decided eventually that we wanted to start a scholarship. So we got started with one scholarship, and it just grew and grew from there. And a lot of what we're talking about has to do with relationships, like what Laura mentioned. And the Alumni Association has been a great influence on our Iowa State adventure. The Alumni Association has opened a lot of doors as far as us becoming more familiar, more connected, and our contribution then is intended to help open doors for others to possibly likely do the same.
Explain to everybody what you guys did, what everybody's talking about, how you were able to get someone of this caliber in that position.
Well, we're talking about two firsts here. It's the first endowed non-alumni, or excuse me, non-academic position at Iowa State University, and it's also the first in the nation Alumni Association President and CEO position at a college or university, anywhere in the country.
And so the idea here is that we are a $30 to $57 operation, so that's what a person pays to be an Alumni Association member. They can be a life member for $850 and so forth. But the intent is really never about the money, it's about the engagement. Keeping people very well connected to the university so that as Iowa State is needing advocacy, as we're needing people to help recruit students. You may know today we are the largest university in the state. More students from the state of Iowa now attend Iowa State University. But also we have the largest growing alumni population in the state. Over 97,000 of our 237,000 graduates live in the state. They live in all 99 counties. And so as a result of that, resources are needed to pilot programs, to create opportunities to keep the university.
You got to keep in touch with these people.
Keep in touch with them and keep the university in front of them. And more importantly, with 6,000 graduates per year coming out of the university, many of those students are starting out having to pay back student loans, get started on their adventure in their next chapter. And so what Laura and Russ have really stepped up and done is given us an avenue for new resources. So this is an endowment. It's $2.5 million that will be invested by the Iowa State Foundation. It returns an a return on that investment. We will then utilize those resources to create new programs, to improve existing programs, and then they've made a personal investment in my salary so that an individual like myself who loves Iowa State, is a professional, can assign some of my salary dollars to new efforts as they invest in my salary and my professional development. Not that we want to talk about it, but also long term, this endowment will also help Iowa State, either upon my death, retirement, or new opportunities, recruit the next individual for this position. And then the last thing, they have already stated this, but they have a deep, deep interest in students. And so one of the exciting sides of this is we get to create the first Talbot internship for existing students who want to learn about nonprofit work, who want to be involved in alumni relations as a profession, or who maybe are interested in event planning, which is a growing profession, huge.
Yeah.
And so it gives us an opportunity to truly put a face on the Alumni Association, gives us an opportunity to further advance Iowa State University, and more importantly, again, to invest in students. And at the end of the day, that's so important.
If alumni are hearing this and knowing that all this new stuff is happening first, as you've said, how do they get in touch, or how do they get involved so they can get that connection?
Yeah, so our website is very, very simple. It's isualum.org. And then we put out an events calendar. So again, you probably can't go in the office of an alum and not find one of our events calendars.
Okay.
And then we publish every 2 weeks an electronic newsletter that really showcases all of the opportunities for being engaged.
Yeah, there's the website there he just mentioned. So again, go to that, isualum.org. If you're like yours truly, you're an alum of Iowa State, you want to stay in touch with what's going on.
And they're some of the most passionate. I got
This is unreal.
I've never met more passionate alumni.
Thank you
and
for everything
friends.
you've done.
And friends as well.
Everything done for the animals and for the people now over at Iowa State University. And Jeff, you have a long road to hoe, but I think you're the man to do it.
You know what? We're in this together, and they've been great friends and continue to be great supporters. And I, too, want to personally and publicly thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. It's 9.